Welcome to Sandstone Ridge. If you're new here, my name's Jacob and I do gun videos. Today, I've got a Ruger 1022 right here, and we're going to be talking about why I think this is a great gun for new shooters. Now, I'm going to start this off by saying I don't necessarily think this is the best choice for kids. This video is more for adults. This is my personal opinion. I'm sure there's a million different answers out there for this question. A lot of people are going to disagree with this. Some might agree. If a friend come up to me and was like, hey, I'm wanting to get into shooting, I don't have any guns, this is what I'm going to tell them to get. The Ruger 1022 is a semi-automatic, magazine-fed 22 long rifle. So this little guy right here is a 22 long rifle bullet. A lot of people know what these are, some may not, but that's what it looks like. It's very small. One of the smallest calibers that you can get. These guns do not have any recoil. A 22 is the best gun for somebody who is scared of shooting a gun the first time. Another thing, the ammo is super duper cheap. You can get a box of 50 22 long rifle rounds for anywhere from $3 to $4, and you get it even cheaper if you buy in bulk. And to put that into perspective, 50 rounds of 9mm is going to be anywhere from $10 to $20. Now, don't underestimate the power of this. 22 has been used to kill almost every game animal in existence. There was an Eskimo who shot a grizzly bear, one of the biggest ones on record, with a 22. Shot placement is everything. A Ruger 1022 is one of the most reliable 22 long rifles that, in my opinion, you can buy. This gun actually came with a 16-inch barrel. I put a 22-inch stainless barrel on here because I like the way it looks, and the added barrel length makes it quieter, and you get better accuracy, and you get more velocity. All of which are wonderful things to have, and honestly, going from a 16-inch to a 22-inch barrel, it's not that big of a difference. And this barrel actually has sights too. The one that came on it didn't. So this is kind of an all-weather setup. This plastic stock and this stainless barrel are much more resistant to water than a wood stock and a blued finish barrel or something along those lines. So if somebody is new to shooting, it's important for them to have fun shooting, because then they're going to want to do it more, and they're going to want more guns, and they're going to want friends to shoot with. They're going to want to go to the range more. And I think with a semi-auto, you're going to have a little bit more fun. Now, I'm not saying bolt actions aren't, but when you can empty a 10-round mag in a couple of seconds versus loading around, working the bolt, shooting, working the bolt, loading around, so on and so forth, I think this is a lot more fun. And fun is obviously not the #1 factor for choosing your first gun, but I think it is important. So these guns are really easy to learn to shoot with. They're very simple, and I'm not going to show you the whole process, but basically you've got a magazine, you've got a bolt, and you've got a safety. That's a very simple gun to operate. If you have a jam, it's super easy to just take your magazine out, pull the bolt back, dump out whatever is jammed in there. So if you did opt for a bulk pack of ammo, say you wanted to go shoot this at the range all day, you can get a 500 round pack of ammo. Yeah, 500 for like 30 to 40 bucks. And not all bulk pack ammo is bad. The Blazer ammo, 38 grain lead round nose, those are super reliable in this gun for me. Now, your gun may be different if you get a 1022, but that's one that I've personally had great experience with. Another point that I want to touch on is aftermarket support. Now, I've known a lot of people who go out and they buy a cheap 12 gauge like semi-auto shotgun, or they buy a $100 Rock Island 22 or something, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But they get into shooting and they want to do modifications to their gun. They want to get a threaded barrel, or they want to get different magazines, or they want to get a different bolt handle, stuff like that, a charging handle. And they can't, because a lot of guns out there, they just don't have aftermarket support. But this gun has the most insane aftermarket support, because these have been around for decades, okay? They're one of the most, if not the single most popular 22 rifle in the world. I would guarantee it. So you can get these in tons of different configurations. I'm going to have some pictures pop up to show you what I mean. You can get everything from a M1 carbine to a bullpup conversion to AR style platforms. You could set this up with a Boyd stock and a bull barrel and shoot competitions with it. You can get threaded barrels, anything that you can think of. They even make a pistol version of this called the Charger. So There's lots of different variants out there, one for everybody. So it's really nice with these to be able to just walk into a store and pick up extra magazines. You can get double mags where you load one and when it gets empty, you just flip it over and load the other. There's clear mags, there's drum mags, there's 10 round mags, 15 round mags, everything that you can think of. They have it out there for this gun. And that's one of the things that I love about this. All of the fundamentals of shooting you can really cover with the 10/22. You can learn to clear jams. You can learn how to load a mag. You can learn how to work a safety. You can learn how to shoot accurately. You can learn gun safety in general. I mean, you know, the number one rule of gun safety: treat every gun as if it were loaded. Don't point it at anything that you don't intend to shoot. That's very important. But if you have a 22 and an accident happens, it's much less likely to be a catastrophic accident compared to a 12 gauge or a 300 Win mag or something along those lines. I feel like starting out with a 22 is almost like a rite of passage. Once you use the 22, you get used to all the fundamentals of shooting and then step up to a bigger caliber. Like for me, I started out with a 22. I had a bolt action single shot Winchester Model 67A that my dad gave me, and I stepped up from there to a Marlin 30-30. That's what I killed my first deer with. And then a 20 gauge shotgun. That's what I killed my first turkey with. So it's good to start small and kind of work your way up rather than just giving a new shooter an off-brand semi-auto 12 gauge that's going to jam on them all day and have parts break or zero aftermarket support. And it's going to like wreck their shoulder and they're not going to have a good time. Hopefully I haven't rambled too much for you guys. I just wanted to make a video like this and put it out there to maybe help somebody who's getting into shooting. Obviously you don't have to make this exact same choice, but it should give you a better idea of what to look for and what to look out for. And so I want to ask you guys a question. A lot of you who are watching this are not going to be new shooters. You probably just wanted to see what I had to say. So if you had to recommend one gun for somebody who is new to shooting, what would you recommend? Drop your choice down in the comments along with any advice or tips or tricks, anything for new shooters, and maybe we can help them out a little bit. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to check out my other videos and subscribe if you like what you see. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time on Sandstone Ridge.